Today's episode is going to be a good one. This one is going to be something that really helps you understand patient flow and your office and where a lot of offices get stuck when it comes to growing. One thing to understand is that there's operational systems that are in place in your office currently that don't always support the growth that you're looking for. And if you don't understand this, what ends up happening is you dump growth on top of a broken system or a system that can't hold the number of new patients that you want. And you end up not growing. You just waste your money on marketing. You waste a lot of your team's time, and things don't work the way that they should. So how do we fix that? And how do we address that? That's what we're going to be going over today. And at the end, I have a free course for you that will help you build the systems that you need to be able to do this. So let's jump into this. So first, every dentist that I've ever talked to always says, yes, I want more new patients. Every single one. I want more new patients, and I want 100, 200, and 300, always more, right? And as we begin to look through that, typically we have to tamper their expectations, not because there's not opportunities for new patients in their office. It's because their office isn't equipped to get the number of new patients that they want from a system standpoint. So just really, really simply, I'm going to walk through this, and there's different ones besides this. So the first one is, do you have the phone coverage to actually get the number of new patients that you want? Do you have enough people answering the phones? If you go from 50 new patients to 100 new patients a month, that's a lot more phone calls. So if your team's already spread thin there, it's not going to happen. Like, you're just going to miss those calls and you're not going to grow. So you instantly dead on arrival, and that's not good. We don't want that. And so that's the first thing you have to address is, do we have the capacity to double the phone calls or whatever the growth that you're looking for, right? That's the first step. And always remember, you have to, if you want 50 new patients and you're converting at 50%, you need at least 100 calls. So that's 100 more calls. So it's not a 1-to-1 ratio of new patient to phone call. It's probably closer to like 2, maybe even 3 for some people. Okay. Because you got disqualified people in there too for some markets. So that's the first thing that you're going to want to look at is, how do you have the phone systems? Do you have the phone coverage? And is your team ready to do that? And you can ask them, right? You can ask them and talk with them. Don't just say, yeah, we're good. That's number one. Number two, do you have the schedule? So let's say your team does answer the phone. Hey, thanks for calling. Let's get you scheduled. How soon can you get them in? How long are people having to wait? What's your average time to appointment for new patients? Again, most dentists that I've talked to about this, they usually have a misconception of reality versus what's in their brain. And I think a lot of it is just like, oh, look at my schedule. I got 2 open hygiene spots. But that's not availability. You have to have block scheduling. And there's a huge difference between hygiene availability and doctor schedule availability. Typically, the easiest way to grow is to drive people in through your hygiene schedule, because patients all know, got to get my teeth cleaned. That's the easiest way. But most people are short on hygienists. So then you have to move them to your doctor schedule. Well, that's going to attract a different kind of patient. They're going to have needs, but there's a reason they have a need. Typically, they're uninsured, and you have to be able to get them in right away. So both of those are different approaches, and you have to be equipped for those, and you have to get people in quickly. For doctor schedule appointments, you need to get them in same day, next day. For hygiene, you need to get them in 3 days, 3 business days, 4 business days. Now, not everybody's going to want to come in 3 business days, right? They might want to, they say, oh, I want a Wednesday next week or whatever. But you have to have availability. So this is where block scheduling comes in. And block scheduling is so simple. You just open up your schedule and say, this is how these spots are all available for new patients. During these times, we can slot in new patients. And then you have to kind of make it work. You just have to make it work for the new patients. What ends up happening with a lot of seasoned offices, a lot of offices that we talk to that are like, I got to learn how to market, is it's the good dentist problem, right? You were such a good dentist, you fixed all the problems in your practice of all of your patients, and they're just coming back every 6 months and getting their teeth cleaned, which is great. You can't operate a business that way. You need to bring in unhealthy patients with problems that need help. And you can't do that if your hygiene department's full of healthy patients. You're not going to find problems. So that is something that you have to correct. And you can only do that through block scheduling. Okay, so that's number 2. And then number 3, let's say you do get the patient in. So you answer the phone, you have availability for them to come in, but then they need work done. What I'm seeing right now is the average time to appointment is about 3 weeks for a dental office. So you get a phone call, 3 weeks later, a patient comes in, and then it's about another 3 to 4 weeks before they get the treatment done that was diagnosed in that appointment for whatever reason. And so what happens is you're about almost 2 months out from the creation of that opportunity to the actualization of treatment and money exchanging hands. That's so bad. If that's what ends up happening, if that's how you are doing it in your practice, it never feels like marketing's working because you have so many holes. 2 months is such a long time for a patient to wait to get their treatment done that you're just dropping off. You're losing people all along the way, and you end up with not as much, and you don't really grow. You're just covering attrition. So you're putting all this effort in to get your phones better, to get your schedule right, to get everything right. And you end up just spinning your wheels. So you don't want that. You want to get that treatment done that day if you can for that patient. And if not, like schedule them tomorrow or right away. And really, you should be getting it done right in the appointment if you can, because that's where your same day treatment is, where all the magic happens, because your conversion rates go through the roof on everything. Everybody gets the work done, basically, almost everybody, and you're collecting money right away. And now you've just opened up more availability in the future for future new patients, and you can rinse, repeat. So anyways, those are the systems that you have to have in place if you want to grow. Now, how do I build a system? How do I build an SOP? How do I build all these things? That sounds like a lot of work. It sounds like a lot of management. And yeah, it's true that it is a lot of work. However, we have a course for you. So if you want a course, it's free. It's normally costs money, but it's free right now for you. As you're listening, just comment down below or DM me and ask me for the course, and I will get it to you. And it literally hand holds you right through the process of how to build a system, how to build an SOP, and all that good stuff. And this is super important. You got to have that. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.